question comes, should you really hate a rival? I mean, it's such a mean, nasty word. But in the case of clean, old-fashioned hate, there's really no other choice. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. A special teams miscue right off the bat, and they'll take over in really good field position.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Ball will be placed at the 40 after that kick out of bounds. On the move, it's Green. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Taylor wants to throw it. Quickly to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Catch in the middle, it's Perry. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean,
quarterback can pull the trigger and down he goes at the 41. It's no surprise at all to find a Georgia defensive lineman wreaking havoc in the backfield.
I find those big, physical, aggressive dudes that can be physical enough to play the run in the SEC and then pin your ears back and go get quarterbacks. Georgia does that and finds those guys really, really often.
The Yellow Jackets now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking to fire. Setting up the screen. They'll stop him just short of the first down marker on the screen.
Hey, man, sometimes you get the perfect play call at the perfect time. That time the defense blitzing, offensive line allowed everybody to run upfield, and they slip in the running back screen, and behind it there was nobody there to make a tackle.
Intercepted in the first drive into the pick. He'll go down right there, but what a big play to come up with that turnover.
How about this defense? Coming out, you know you've got a challenge on your hand, and you're talking about coming out ready, hairs on fire, ready to play. You can tell, dropping back, great coverage. They know this guy's great. They know he can spin it. They're sitting on the coverage, waiting on it. They win the first check early. Give the defense some credit. They were ready for this great quarterback.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Running back searching for a hole. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. And the Bulldogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air, it's Lindsey. Trying to set up the screen. At the 35, he's open. Touchdown, Georgia! Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped off the drive with a big play through the air, scoring from 50 yards out. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
Linebackers are so fast nowadays, so multiple. They can do so many different things. Not only do they play the run, but if I need you to go get a sack, I can just send you. Send one of those fast linebackers that can rush the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Taylor wants to throw. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
And the Yellow Jackets will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking for space. It's Frazier. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The Ramblin' Wreck and the Dogs have been fighting it out for a long time. You know, people forget Georgia Tech was a charter member of the SEC. That was a long time ago. First meeting back in 1893.
Yeah, and reportedly they wanted to join the...
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Throws to the wideout. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come-to-Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense because this 3-and-out has been sensational, dominant. This is the way they've got to play moving forward.
The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. And the quarterback just couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger and get rid of the ball, and they knock it free.
So let's give the secondary tons of credit, right, Reese? They were doing an outstanding job in the back end, in coverage, not allowing any receivers open, and that's why the QB had to keep holding it and keep holding it. That allowed the pass rush to get to him, and that created the turnover.
Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. The run up the middle, looking for the score. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play. They love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And it just turns out to be a missed opportunity. You get the ball in the red zone, and you turn it over.
Momentum, it plays a big role for teams and especially for offenses. And when you have chances like that, when you're down in this area of the field, you've got to be able to come away with points. Even if it's not going to be a touchdown, you are not leaving this area of the field without putting at least 3 up on the board. Missed opportunity for the opponent.
And this is the area of the field where it gets really, really tough. Because the red zone, you know you got to run the football more. Well, this defense is #1 in the nation against the run. So I look for this offense to be more physical, be creative, try to find ways to run the ball against this defense that is so dynamic.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They've got him then deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Taylor wants to throw it. Got a man. It's Stockton. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The Yellow Jackets send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Takes it on the return. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. That's caught. It's Taylor. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Looking left. It's complete. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the knee stopped him at the 2.
Got like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Now trying to power it in. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones. D linemen staying in their gaps. Line.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Dogs! Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
We're still early in this ball game, but this QB has been hit several times already, been sacked. This is one of those games that the ice bath is going to be your friend afterwards. We're just getting started. It's still in the first quarter, for goodness sakes.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Hill. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Love the play by the defense. They just did a good job understanding where the running back was on that play. After the catch, they're able to make the tackle right away, and now they've set up third down.
Taylor wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Turns it on down the left side. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And they light up the scoreboard, covering 65 yards on that touchdown pass. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Looking to throw on first down. He'll take the deep shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take.
And these coaches have these play sheets over there on the sidelines, and there's so many calls they want to call, and they want to make explosive plays, but you got to protect your QB, and he's already been sacked. Now he's hit again. Like, they've got to protect him up front if they want a chance of doing damage on the offensive side of the football.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Here's a heat. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Ooh, that's one of those where you're breathing a big sigh of relief. That ball could have been intercepted, and worse, could have been intercepted and housed, but offense caught a little bit of a break. Nice play by the defense, but the offense glad to punt in this situation if they want to punt.
The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score, already down 14-7. Pulls and fires complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Taylor wants to throw it. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And the Yellow Jackets will try to pin them back with the punt. The speed, the shiftiness, the elusiveness, all on display, and that sweet return there. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball. Give to the running back. Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And those hairy dogs taking a bite out of another first down.
You don't usually find Georgia teams that complicate things. They know who they are, and it starts with running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage. That's what the Dogs do.
That's caught. It's Singleton. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Defense, what are we doing? How are you going to let that guy, one of the best receivers in the entire country, be wide open like that? You're just making it way too easy for the offense.
Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. If the intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. To the air, it's Lindsey. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. I know you want to go to this guy because he's made so many plays for you, but when he's doubled, surely somebody else has a much easier play to make.
And it might not be the stud that he is, right? Like, I might not find another guy that's a baller like him, that's a playmaker, but now I got one-on-one matchups elsewhere that I got to go take advantage of. If they're going to double cover him, I'm going to take advantage of some matchups somewhere else.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it on the run. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
It's third and goal and third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. From the left hash, this one shouldn't be too much trouble. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And that will extend their lead even further. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Taylor wants to throw. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. This pressure from the defensive front is overwhelming, much like when 3-time All-American David Pollock played on the Georgia defensive front. Whatever happened to that guy?
Washed up old guy. I heard bad things about that guy. But no, when you look at these defenses Georgia's had, these dominant defenses, man, it's just big, physical guys up front. You think about the Jordan Davises, the Trayvon Walkers of the recent past, just guys that dominate a football game. You have to know where they're at on every snap.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Got the tight end outside. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. They've got a first down here to open the period. To the air on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You can tell.
Oh, he's got some space. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Makes the catch at the 20. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, and this has been tough sledding. All right, this offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every week. And let's continue to work here and find something we do good, build maybe a little bit of momentum, so next week we play a little bit better football.
They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. The Yellow Jackets have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Now the pitch. And that one will go and reverse the defense all over that pitch on the option. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick its way to the end zone. He has kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. Trying to punch it in. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's
going to take a shot. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
This attack so lethal with that big play capability. Now 1st and 10 from the 29. Makes the grab. It's Singleton. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. It's great to spread the ball around and fool him, but if you've got a dude, feed him, and they are.
no doubt, Reese. That guy is a problem. I mean, you got a receiver that's so talented out wide, hard to cover. Go to him once, go to him, but shoot, let's go to him a third time.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking downfield, it's Lindsey. Caught in the backfield, it's Frazier. Turning it on! Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
Man, this quarterback is having a first half. He's over 200 yards already, heating up, setting up. Dude, this dude might break his career high in passing. I don't know what it is. Somebody get stats for him.
And he has had a long day at the office, not to mention the backfield, as the defense has been all over him. He'll try to dial up a better one this time on 2nd and touchdown Bulldogs! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the defense because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup this week in the ACC, fellas. Virginia Tech is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now, but there's not a soul who doesn't believe they can't pull this off. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Virginia. never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back. If anything develops, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Off play action. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete.
At this point, trailing by a lot, the defense is expecting you to throw it. If you're going to throw over the middle of the field, the window's going to open and close quickly. You've got to have better timing to complete that throw. They just didn't have it there.
Taylor wants to throw it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. And the Yellow Jackets decide to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. Now on the return. That is coverage just the way you draw it up. Don't even let him get started, and they knock him down deep in his own end. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
This offense starts deep in a hole. Wants to throw on first down. With sure hands, it's Taylor. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. So now it's second and long. Back to pass. Going for it all. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. Wants to throw it. Caught behind the line. It's Frazier. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, it's an electrifying run, and you think about the tradition at the running back position for the Bulldogs. Herschel Walker and his Heisman Trophy. No Sean Marino, and how about this? Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb.
Oh, he wants it all. And the throw downfield winds up incomplete, and there's a good reason for that. This guy was being mugged by the defender.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. You simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
3 yards, first. Wide open downfield. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
1st and 10, they're down to the 25. Back to pass, it's Lindsey. Pulls it in, it's Taylor. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. The Dogs had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Fires into the end zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Georgia!
Offense slips the running back out of the backfield. Nobody decides to cover him. My man makes the play. Shows off the hands first. Got to make the catch first. Does the rest. Walks in the end zone for the touchdown.
lining up to add another. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. They march 78 yards down the field. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure. Intercepted! A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
This offense has it with really good field position. Looking to throw, it's Lindsey. That's reeled in, it's Frazier. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll move the tight end. Looking downfield on 1st down. Punch it out of the air. Stopped at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal.
Well, offensively, they knew they were going to have some matchups they could take advantage of in this one, and all of a sudden, this quarterback has now over 300 yards passing in the game. Defensively, David, he has got them on their...
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the catch. It's Green. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down. The Yellow Jackets can really attack on this 2nd and short. Gives it to the back on the draw. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability.
Lofts one high and deep. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. And the Yellow Jackets will punt this one away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it, and it's been that way all day.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
We We're at the 2-minute timeout. They built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the ground game.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. It's Lindsey. Looking for a huge play. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that.
Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Going right to work up top. Fires to the tight end. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call.
Holding. Offense.
They'll back him up with a holding penalty this time. They've spent most of the day backing them up with sacks anyway. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On the ground, it's Hill. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Yellow Jackets with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Quickly out to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. That is no good. Hoping to cut into that lead, and they did not. The lead is huge.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal, miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. And it falls incomplete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He goes down after the short return.
That's pass interference, man.
What a play to get the football back. Taylor wants to throw. Swings it out to his running back. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. And you just saw it right there. Better play by the defense.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
On third down, he drops the throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And the Yellow Jackets will send out the punt unit. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Going downfield for the big play. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of options.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, the Governor's Cup is on the line, and already the Dogs and Ramblin' Wreck have given us some impressive moments.
The Yellow Jackets will line up to kick off and start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Frazier. Why in the world did he not take a knee? He's down at the 3-yard line. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to throw. It's Lindsey. Throws for the tight end. It's complete. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. No siree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. And the Dogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. It's a running room. A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a heartbeat, and now it's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Keeps it on the bootleg. Finds his big tight end. Tight coverage there did not stop it from making the grab. It's 1st and goal from the 8. The Bulldogs started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Catch in the middle. It's Singleton. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Trying to bully their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd rivalry, get some emotion, get some momentum on your side.
The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. Taylor wants to throw it. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
I tell you what, if I'm this QB, I am ill as a hornet in my offensive line. Are you kidding me? That's the 6th time they put me on the ground. Dudes, will y'all protect me a little bit better, please?
Wants to go up top. With the catch, it's Singleton. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Yellow Jackets line up to punt it away. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had a much better field position this time around. Here's the handoff. Breaks into the open. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it's going to be hard to stop.
And the Bulldogs, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Might as well give it to him again. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so the running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
Knocked down after a gain of 1 to the 27.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see...
Touchdown, Georgia! And they add 6 more on the board with that trip to the house. Things getting tough for the Jackets as the hairy dogs putting the fight into this one.
Georgia owning the Jackets, and they own this series, this rivalry, the hatred between the two. Right now, it's looking like that Governor's Cup going straight to the Dogs.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup in the Big Ten, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Northwestern has the lead right now. Feels like they've been on top since the walk with a send-off, but they haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 4 over Illinois. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this Big Ten battle.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
And yeah, That's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Taylor wants to throw. He finds a soft spot in the middle. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a 1st down.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. The Yellow Jackets will bring the punt team onto the field. Wants to bring it back. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different.
And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
All right, this offense needs to come up with a solution for this defensive end because he is a problem. They have got to find a way to help out the offensive tackle to prevent this guy from getting to the quarterback.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Allen. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I think really good wide receivers do a good job of making every route kind of look the same. You could tell this looked like a vertical route. So if I'm a DB, I'm bailing, and then all of a sudden he sits that hitch down. Nice job by the wide receiver, creating enough separation to create a positive gain.
Taylor wants to throw it. Finds space on the right. He stopped just short of the goal line. An explosive play has him set up. And the Yellow Jackets have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And the defense stuffs the... And the ball will remain at the 2.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
And he was shooting for the end zone there, and they couldn't make the completion. And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. And this will be a short one from about 21 yards out. Right down the boulevard. And the field goal was good. They get 3 on the board, but it really doesn't matter much in terms of the deficit.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Fires left. A strike downfield. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. They bring him down, but not only does he recover the fumble, he gets the first down.
Man, these wide receivers are so fast nowadays. They're such big playmakers. I just want to get it to them and let them make it happen. But a lot of times, we're running to them, too. We're focused on chasing him down and funneling the football in the right direction. Defense swarm did a good job getting their hand on the football, causing the fumble from the wide receiver.
Now, we'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call, and the officials agree it'll go his way. Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. Single back formation, and they give it to him. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Scanning the field, it's Lindsey. With the catch, it's Humphries. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Dogs come to the line trying to find a way to convert on 3rd and very short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. Talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with a first down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Georgia going back to work with another first down. Right back to the well. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run play action. Throws to the tight end. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Already 2 for 2 on 3rd down, but this time they'll need 9 to convert. Pulls it in. It's Frazier. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was. But now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They'll send the back in motion. Looking to throw, it's King. Complete with conviction on the crosser. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. The Yellow Jackets with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to fire. He hurls one deep down the left side. And he's got it inside the 30-yard line.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together.
There he goes. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. They've really got this offense humming. Just a 4th play of the drive, and it's 1st and goal. He wants it all. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, it's good to finally see this offense have a little bit of success, because that has not been the case in this game. Nothing has gone their way. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. You know, guys, coaches are always trying to find things to build on, and this is at least something late in this game, scoring that touchdown that hopefully helps build their confidence the next time they take the field.
On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field. They got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done.
Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. And at this point, the defense looks as if they've been in one of those dizzy bat races. They've got no idea where the ball's coming from. He's over 500 yards passing.
Yeah, this is a Heisman Trophy level performance from this guy. The accuracy, the decision-making, the athleticism, everything has been on display.
A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. Try to get it to the edge. Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss.
It's been that kind of day for this offense, right? It seems like anything they're dialing up just simply isn't working. But at this point, David, I don't know if it's even worth trying to run the ball.
Probably not. You're getting destroyed right now. Nothing has gone your way, and when you're down this much, I think the running game is used sporadically, not as a staple. Let's throw this football around and see what can happen.
And the Yellow Jackets are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Tries to surge ahead on the sneak.
3rd and 1, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
At the 35, he's got room. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving.
And this is the frustration in playing man-to-man coverage. All the guys on your defense are chasing their guys. They don't have vision on the quarterback, but he is such a good athlete. He notices it, he takes off, he chews up yards, and makes a big play.
It's so nice as a quarterback when you've got a guy like that working for you in the slot. He has such a good feel to find the open spaces in the defense. Just makes life so much easier for his quarterback.
Finds the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. Shoved out of bounds after a big gain. They'll mark it at the plus 42.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Fires to the right. It's caught downfield. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. The Yellow Jackets didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. This game is almost certainly decided already, but the good news is for the next game, guys still flying around, still playing hard, not really hanging their heads.
Long season. This is early in the season. Still got plenty of time. Still find out which plays you like, which you don't, and keep running them, keep getting better at them. So use this as practice.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied and the timeout is gone. Offense working from the pistol. Kane finds his man. It's Tipton. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Yellow Jackets have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Quarterback on the keeper. Turning it on. How about that run as he drives it all the way down to the 13-yard line?
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Here's the give off the left side. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. It'll be 3rd and long. Motion from the back. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Bought a little time, lets it go. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today, too. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first downs. You have to be able to run.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the 4th quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
Clean old-fashioned hate was evident, and now Georgia Tech has even more reason to hate the Dogs because the red and black come out on top. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.